Alright, welcome to this episode of my playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. We are in Oxenfurt in Velen, where we have had a lead that the Bloody Baron's daughter, Tamara, is in this building right here. And a whole bunch of things culminated in us actually being here. Way back, we bought a pass that looked fake as hell from a shady merchant. It turns out it probably was fake as hell because it didn't have the seal, but the security's pretty lax, and they were just like, oh, the ministry's at it again. I don't know what they're up to. They keep forgetting this thing. So they let us in anyway. So without any further ado, let's head into this building and see if we can find Tamara. And the door is not on this side, apparently.
Long live Radovid!
There's that big-ass ship I saw over the buildings. Looks fancy.
You'll choke to death on 3 pounds of steel.
I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek sent you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father sent you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
We've nothing more to talk about.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style. Well, now you've found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally, we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
Wojtek said some monster carried off your mother.
That is what happened. It was enormous, twice the size of a bear, but much quicker and more agile. It grabbed Mum before we could react. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
Your mother's in Crookback Bog. Seems quite happy, actually. Though I think she's not quite right in the head.
What? She lives! I must go there at once and get her out!
Wouldn't recommend venturing into the swamp.
I've made my decision. Won't let anyone talk me out of it.
Well, if you want to just throw yourself at the crones...
What will you do now?
Find my mum.
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
Hence the candlesticks in your room. So you believe in the eternal fire?
Once the heat of the fire has set your heart aflame, it gives you strength and leads you down the path of truth for the rest of your life. I hope it'll bless you with its warmth one day.
Thanks. Thing is, fire's tricky. It's easy to get burned. What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the Bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
Desperate fathers have been known to do a lot to find their daughters.
Unexpected from a witcher. I thought your mutations cleansed you of humanity. Stripped you of emotions.
You don't need mutations to strip men of their humanity. I've seen plenty of examples.
This guy keeps coughing. That seems like a foreshadowing, if you ask me.
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the Eternal Fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Hope you know what you're getting into.
I've never been more certain. The Eternal Fire is the best thing that could happen to me.
In that case, good luck.
Thank you for respecting my choice. Farewell.
Well, there's a number of interesting things there. First of all, just everything with Tamara. And then everything with the witch hunter. But what's caught my interest the most is this cat, because cats hate Geralt. Every single cat I've ever encountered in the game absolutely despises Geralt and hisses at his approach. This one doesn't. And this one also has a name, called Nibbles. So, something tells me that this is not actually a cat. But probably something shapeshifted or something like that. A mysterious letter. All is prepared. We await only your arrival. When I told the commander of your commitment and zeal, he agreed to welcome you into our ranks at once. At first, you will be put through preliminary training, but you already know how to ride and wield a blade, and thus have already mastered the essentials. The rest will not take much time. As soon as you don our colors, we will set out in search of your mother, and we will find her, I promise, even if we have to comb every inch of Velen. Well, I guess we know who that one was for. Well, I didn't expect to actually be able to go upstairs, but okay. Of course, there's a ton to loot here. Do it yourself. How many times have you cursed a tailor for sewing a shirt more crooked than the infamous home in Novigrad? How many times have you argued with a smith who proved unable to forge a simple horseshoe in a month? How many times will you steal food from your children's mouths because some armorer demands a Koviri fortune for a ho-hum helmet? Enough! Basta, I say. And so should you. Empowered by this, the tome you hold in your hands, and a few simple tools, you shall be able to perform basic repairs all by yourself, and perhaps even create something from scratch. So show these extortioners from the crafting guilds who shall make a fool of whom, roll up your sleeves and get to work. Sword for witches. I have a funny feeling. Yeah, this is one I've read before. Pearls of the North, Novigrad. No one can claim to have traveled to the Northern Realms who has not been to Novigrad. If I were forced to list what, during my many meanderings, has made the greatest impression on me, it would be precisely this great, and yet at the same time free, city. A metropolis worthy of the Empire. Its only flaw is that the civilization Nilfgaard carries within her has not yet enlightened it. That is why hordes of reactionary cultists of the Eternal Fire dwell in the midst of its excellent buildings and superb commercial infrastructure. One feels as though superstition is how the local hierarch and his temple guard cement their powers, and how his temple guard cement their power over the city dwellers. And many there are to control, for the city counts no less than 30,000 of inhabitants. While strolling through its fabulous port surrounded by marvels of architecture, it is hard to imagine that centuries ago Novigrad was a mere minor elven townstead. When the city fell into the hands of the Nordlings, its problems grew exponentially, for as is well known, the people of the north can do a great many things, but peaceful and orderly cohabitation is not one of them. And so Novigrad first belonged to Redania, and then fell under Temerian rule, until finally, after endless compromises and bargains, it at last became a free city. But is the city truly free? I dare to doubt it. Redanian influence makes itself felt too strongly on every street corner, and the fact that the city is located within Radovid's territory speaks for itself. While wandering the city streets, I came across 4 watermills, 8 banks, and nearly 19 pawnshops. There are also a great many houses of simple pleasures such as taverns and brothels, and Novigrad's commitment to matters of faith is borne witness to by the fact that the city contains no less than, I kid you not, 19 temples to the Eternal Fire. What more can be said? I think Novigrad has all the makings of the capital of the world, and perhaps that is what it will one day become. First, however, someone needs to bring order to within her walls. Toussaint, a duchy out of tales of fantasy and wonder. When a traveler from the Northern Realms first crosses the border into Toussaint, he feels at once as though he has stepped into a land ripped straight from the pages of a fantastic fairy tale. He will know no inclement weather there, for even the winters in Toussaint are mild and sunny, with only gentle calming breezes and not a hint of gale. He will know no hunger, for the trees and bushes of that land burst with ripe and juicy fruits all year long. He will know no loneliness, for each and every soul he encounters will treat him like a long-lost friend. He will not find a single backwater of dullness, boredom, or inquietude in this overflowing stream of marvel. In Toussaint, the wine rages in torrents, music plays ceaselessly, and everywhere the air is filled with the sound of birdsong and the twittering of beautiful maids, who are never stingy with their ample charms when a handsome knight comes a-calling. The capital of the duchy, Beauclair, is an architectural gem, full of glorious elven monuments, delicately soaring towers, masterfully crafted reliefs, and atmospheric mysterious ruins. Only the rare sun in a field of black, the odd gold and dark stain on an otherwise pristine edifice reminds one that this land, this fable incarnate, is a vassal of Nilfgaard. sounds way too good to be true. Lands of the North, Velen. The land of Velen, located in western Temeria with its capital in Gore's Velen, is one of the poorest provinces in the kingdom. Its territory encompasses the Isle of Thaned, home to the famous Magic Academy, which, along with Gore's Velen, constitutes the commercial and development mainspring of the entire province. Velen is a stop on the Novigrad trade route running through Sideris, Vergen, Bruges, Sintra, and other such southerly realms. Veleners subside primarily on agriculture, crafting, and animal husbandry. The province is practically deprived of all natural resources. It contains a great deal of forests, wetlands, and cultivated woods, though the greatest part of it is covered in swamps and bogs. And Nibbles is still hanging out here. This door is locked. Interesting. I half expected Nibbles to transform into a person and start talking to me as soon as I walked out the door. Or tried to walk out the door anyway. Alright, so I can head back and talk to the Baron about his family. I'm first going to take a quick look at some of these contracts. So, the creature from Oxenfurt Forest, level 35. The Oxenfurt Drunk, level 26. Mysterious Tracks, level 20. But that's from Linden Vale. And the Volunteer, Novigrad. This one's a level 13 quest, so sure, I can do this one. While meandering through the sunny but war-damaged lands near Oxenfurt, Geralt's sensitive ears picked up a very strange sound, something between off-key singing and the bellowing of a stuck pig. Geralt would be a poor excuse for a Witcher if he did not investigate such a matter. Alright, let's go for that one. And then it also looks like the contract for Swamp Thing, which is where I was supposed to return in a week to collect the reward, is now... It's not telling me to wait a week anymore, so... I'll do that, but probably next episode. Depends how long the volunteer takes. Alright, so where does this take me? Over here, okay. Well, I'm going to pop over to this boat and then sail it over to there because that's more direct than trying to go back and cross the bridge, I think. Also, it's a bit more interesting.
Your cat spreads disease. Defeat isn't a desertion.
Brionia, that's a new one for me. I see some yellow things down at the bottom, but it's probably just some herbs and plants. I was tempted to look because that looks like another cockatrice. Alright. Since it triggered this marker as for the hidden treasure, we'll take a look. Oh geez, no, this cockatrice is level... Oh, it's a basilisk, it's level 27. It is not something I can take on at the moment. Jeez, that basilisk is noisy. It's a rock troll, and I can talk to him. And he's got an exclamation point, which means he's got a mission for me.
You mans! Here, Redania Camp Army! No cross, no boat steal!
Redanian army? Where are you hiding them?
In here! Me! No see mans? Join me! King Ravodid Army! Order God boatses!
Boats are in pretty bad shape.
Me guard boats, Red say. But no wood for to make a fence. Their boats, aye. So me fence make a boats. Boats guard boats.
He's not clever.
Why'd you join the army? Someone recruit you?
Crude? No crude. Come good soldier mans. Say charger man wants boats. Peasanters, they steals peasanters' boats. That's not true. Dunno.
Think I do. Redanians seized some peasants' boats. Thought the peasants might try to take them back. What happened next?
Chargy man go. Soldier mans drink and sing. Lot sing. Listen, troll. Both. Come peasanters swing sharpie sticks. I help one army. Runner to runner. Holla peasanters. Holla soldier mans. Gentle. Move them apart. But all lie down. Soldier mans do. But order had me watch boats. And watch I. Trollololo soldier man now. Trollolo just sing too. You for sing you?
No thanks. Heard you earlier. But listen, where are the bodies? Don't see any.
Hungry go. Should no waste. Peasanters good food. Soldier man friends. Not so good big stew. Always good.
So, the Redanians stole the peasants' boats, told the troll to watch them and guard them. The fearing that the peasants were going to come and try and take their boats back. The peasants did come and try and take their boats back. The troll tried to separate them, ended up killing all of them, and then when he got hungry, he just ate the bodies because why let them go to waste?
Guess I understand. Wartime rules?
Man's soldier man too?
No.
Trollololo. Makes man soldier man. Trollo. Chargy man. Say, bring paint. And man brings paint.
Paint? What are we talking about?
Paint! Paint! Red colory, white colory, city gods, no city go. Trololo, what's boats?
Fine. I'll try to find some paint for you.
Good mans! Redani army, no service forget. Like barrels and
This is awesome. I love this guy.
swords to sky.
We got a rock troll who's trying. He's trying his best. He really is trying his best. He can't. He wants paint, probably for the boats, but he can't go to the city where the paints are because he's got to watch the boats. And he's too dumb to realize that like he killed the soldiers and everything. He thinks he's doing a good job. It's hilarious. I love this. Fortunately, he doesn't seem to care if I loot anything else here. Also, can I just say, I love that he chose to name himself Trollolo. The internet is very happy with that. There's a single monster... Oh, it was a single monster icon, but it's actually a bunch of drowners. I was a little sloppy there, so I'm going to meditate. Geralt, if you could stand up quickly while you're being attacked, that would be awesome. More drowners, don't really care. Gotta get the paint for Trollolol. Alright. I cannot do that right now. Okay, why not? Oh, it's too dangerous to meditate. Of course. Oh, because there's a bunch of... It looks like some rot fiends here. Oh, it's a monster nest. I love how you can use one rot fiend to kill the other rot fiends because they explode. And it still counts me as in combat against this guy. Come here.
Rotfiend nest needs to be destroyed.
Devourer emerged from it right as I exploded it. Okay, I need to get out of that vile plume. Let's meditate for a little bit because that Devourer exploding hurt. And let's gather the loot. Well, I'm going to call an end to the episode here. You know the drill. Click over there. Join me next time as we go and get paint for Trollolol. See you then.